Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining the Colonists. So, if you've watched the first two videos, you'll have an idea of how the rules work. I have set this game up for two players, the white and the blue. There are four embassies chosen. I have, in this game, the Envoy Colony, the Scholar Colony, the Labourer Colony, and the Storekeeper Colony. This is the beginning of Era 1. I am setting it up as if I'm going to go on and play the rest of the eras. I will only probably play part of the first era, a few years worth. We'll see how the time's going. This marker starts on the summer of Year 1. We also start with 3 tiles that are going to appear at the end of the first year. They're just seen to the side, and the market card. Everyone also starts with 2 farms on their colony, and those 2 farms have, you guessed it, 2 farmers that can be sent to work straight away. So on the first turn, white selects a market. He's going to select this market. That's going to be his starting location, and he will move from there. So the first thing that white needs to do is build storehouses or store sheds. That's going to cost him 1 tool and 2 wood. So they'll cost him 1 tool and the 2 wood that were set up for him at the beginning of the game. He also elected to take 1 extra clay in his stores at the beginning of the game. So he now builds that shed straight away, and he will send a worker straight over to it so that that shed can now be actioned. That was his first turn. His second turn will be to grab some more wood. So he takes 2 more wood and he will put them into the storage shed that he just built. And then on his third turn, he's going to head back to the same spot that he was just on, the storage shed. Just to confirm, I have already been here, but I'm allowed to do that. You're allowed to go back to the same spot you've already been, as long as you don't end your turn where you started. So in the storage shed, in that building, the white is going to once again spend a tool and the 2 wood that he just collected to build a second store shed, and he will once again send his worker over to work on that straight away. Now we move across, and it is the blue's turn, and he will start his turn here also. Go to this builder to spend 1 tool and 1 wood. He selected to grab 2 clay and 1 wood at the start. So 1 tool and 1 wood to build another farm. That builds straight there, and he gets a farmer straight onto that as his first turn. His second turn will be to go to the librarian, where he collects 2 improvement cards, which are these 2. So this top one, when he actions it, he'll be able to build up to 2 storage sheds. He'll need to have 2 wood and 2 tools to be able to do that, but he can build 2 sheds with that particular card, and this one will enable him to have ongoing wood produced. And he also gets 1 coin, which he'll keep up there on the board. Now, unfortunately, he's locked himself up the top there, and he can't actually do a whole bunch in terms of getting resources. He could step back here, but he doesn't have any wood, so he's unable to build another farm. He could step here. He'll gain 2 tools, but he doesn't have the wood requirements to be able to actually do either of those cards. He doesn't have the wood to step up here. He doesn't have the wood to step up here. So his only course of action is going to be to go to the market. Now, he started at this market, so he's not able to go to that one, so he's going to have to jump across to this market. and he will gain the clay because that's the only thing he actually has space for on his board. So he's only going to gain 1 clay from that. Theoretically, he's gained 2, but he can't store the other one, so he will only gain the 1. Now we move on to the second half year, and it is White's turn one more time. White is going to step down to here and get 2 wood, which gets added onto one of his storehouses. He will then go into the market, where he could spend those 2 wood and a tool in order to create another storage shed, and I think he might do that. So use those 2 wood he's just picked up. 1, 2, and a tool, so 2 change, and create the 3rd store shed for himself. Now he can't yet use that store shed because he doesn't have anyone to work on it, but he at least has that in his location, and he will then step down here and grab another 2 wood, which go into his stores. Now it's Blue's turn. Blue's first maneuver, he's going to have to get some store sheds, otherwise he's going to be in big trouble. So he's going to have to jump over into this market, and his only course of action is to gain the 2 clay, which he can't hang on to. So he will then step down and grab two wood. He's going to replace these 2 clay, so dump those 2 clay out so that he can put the 2 wood into his stores. That was his second move, and he's now going to have to go to the store shed and build one of those with the 2 wood and 1 tool that he's just managed to grab. He's now in the game and able to store some stuff. Okay, that's the end of year 1. First player will place, we'll place these 3 buildings. So here's White. He's going to place the 2nd joiner down here. He's going to place the pub down here as well. Notice, if you go to the pub, you're not going to actually be able to action it because you need bricks, and there's nothing on the board that's going to enable bricks to be created yet. And while he's at it, he might as well put the clay delve down here, and that's another way to gain extra clay. Okay, at this point you can redistribute your workers if you wish to. I don't think that either of the players wishes to, so we'll stay where we are. Then the So first thing, each of our smithies creates 3 more tools for each of the players. Right now there's nothing to produce on either of the boards. Okay, and into year 2, again, new market card. So in this one you can sell clay and food, or you can gain wood, or you can build foresters' houses. White will start by going here and turning 2 of his wood into timber. So those 2 jump off to the side, and we gain 1 timber. Then he'll step back over there and grab another 2 wood, and then he's going to step up to this builder and build farms. Now it costs 1 wood and 1 tool to build a farm, so he's going to spend 2 wood and 2 tools and build 2 farms, and that will give him 2 more farmers to be able to put to work. So he'll put one of them, actually no, he'll hang on to them to see what he wants to do, because he doesn't need that storage yet. As soon as he needs that storage, he'll probably put that farmer to work. Okay, moving over to the blue player. Blue really needs more wood, so he's going to move down there, put the wood on his stores. He's then going to step straight back up, and those 2 wood and 1 of his tools to build another storehouse or store shed. So that goes there. He'll hang off on putting the farm there until he actually needs it, and once again he'll step back down and grab 2 wood, and those 2 wood are on the board. That is summer of this year. We move through to winter and back to White's turn. White is going to start by stepping up here, grab his coin and 2 of the progress cards. 1, 2. So he's got a stone axe, that'll give him 4 wood as soon as he uses that. And that will give him brick as soon as he uses that. So he may actually be able to build a pub. Okay, in which case he will now step down to the developer, which gains him 2 tools. They go onto his board, and he gets to use one of these cards. Looking at where his location is, he's really close to the diplomacy tile. So let's see what he's going to need to actually action any of these diplomacies. If he were to go to the storekeeper, he would need 3 wood and 2 clay. He currently has no wood and 1 clay. Alternately, his third move might be over to the market, where he's able to build a forester's house. He might do that instead. So if he's going to step to the market to build forester's house, he's going to need wood, in which case he will spend this card to gain 4 wood. Those 4 wood can be kept in his storehouses. Okay, he will now step down to this market and action the forester's house. He can only build 1 of them for 3 wood, 1, 2, 3, and 2 tools. And he will gain a forester's house, which he'll build just there, and he'll send a worker onto that straight away. That forester's house will create 2 wood at the end of every year. Next we have Blue for his end of second year, and he's also going to step over into the builder and build a forester's house for, oh, he doesn't have enough wood to do that, so he won't do that. He's going to step up here and build his third shed for 2 wood and 1 tool, and place that storage shed on his board. His next move, once again he needs wood, so he will go back here to gain 2 more wood, and they come back into his stores. He's unable to go to either of these places because he only has 2 wood, so instead he will have to step into the market, and the market will gain him another 2 wood, which he can store up the top. Okay, that is the end of the second year. These are the 3 tiles that should have been turned over. White is still the first player, so he will go ahead and place the tiles. This builder he might put down there, and the grove I think he's going to throw this up here. Then you may redistribute some workers if you wish. I think the workers are distributed just fine, so we'll stay where we are. Sustenance phase, once again we only have farmers on both of these boards at the moment. We won't need to do with sustenance until we get one of these citizens, which we don't have the buildings to be able to do just yet. And then we go to the production phase. So first up, Smithy creates 3 tools for each player, and then this player gains 2 wood, and that 2 wood will stay in there. That's called the buffer. You can't spend wood from there. He'll need to move that wood across into the stores able to spend it. Okay, we might stop the game just there, just to give you a taste of how this game scores. If we were to score right now from what we've done, each building has a score on it. So it's 1, 2, 3, move you out of the way, 4, 5, 6. This one has 3. Then each of these buildings are worth another 2. So that's 12 for that side and 2, so that's 9 for this side. Neither of us have any embassy, so we won't get a score for that. While one of the improvements has been played, that one was a single-use one, so it has no score on it. You score for dollars, so each player has $1. So it's 1 more point each, so 13 plays 10. Then it's 2 points per worker. So this guy is worth absolutely nothing. This guy's worth 2, he's worth 2, he's worth 2. So that gives me a total of 19 points on this board. And over here I've got 2 workers who aren't at work and 1 who is. So that's only worth another 2, which gives him 11. If he'd been able to, if he'd thought ahead and maneuvered these guys to work, which he could have done at any time, that would have been enabled him to score all of his workers. And this is the value of knowing how many eras you're playing, so you can move the workers around accordingly. Okay, I think that'll do it for the colonists. I hope this has helped you get an idea of how the game plays. As you can see, the further in you go, the more resources you need for the buildings to build them, and the more the further down the production chain you need to go. So obviously you need to use clay and wood to create brick, and you need those bricks and the timber that's created from this wood in order to build this pub, and this pub would give you money every round that you have it on your board. So you can see how it's basically an engine builder. The better you build your engines early on, and the more engines you build, the better off your colonies are going to be. I hope this helps you get the colonists to the table. If you have any games that you wish to be Gamesplayed, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. Please subscribe to my videos to see what games I've been gamesplaining. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at The Gamesplainer to see what games I'm playing. And until next time, enjoy gaming.